Have you ever felt like you were born in the wrong era? Like your soul belongs to a different time? For Elias, a reclusive watchmaker in our modern world, this wasn't just a feeling. It was a constant hum beneath the surface of his quiet life. His small shop, tucked away in a cobblestone alley, was a sanctuary of ticking clocks and worry gears, a museum of moments long past. Elias didn't just fix watches. He felt their history, their stories. His obsession was a single, intricate bronze clock he'd inherited. It was covered in cryptic symbols and zodiac signs, and its hands never moved. To him, it wasn't broken. It was waiting. One stormy night, while working late, a strange energy filled the shop. The air crackled, and the scent of ozone and something ancient, like old books and rain-soaked earth, hung heavy. Drawn to the bronze clock, Elias noticed its face glowing with a soft, ethereal light. The symbols pulsed in rhythm with his own heartbeat. On impulse, he reached out and traced a constellation etched into its surface. The world dissolved. The scent of polish and metal was replaced by damp stone and beeswax. The hum of the city faded into the distant clip-clop of horses. Elias found himself standing in a grand, torchlit hall. He was no longer in his workshop, but in the heart of the 18th century. Before him stood a woman, her beauty so striking it seemed to silence the room. This was Lady Annalise, a noblewoman known for her sharp wit and a spirit too bright for the gilded cage of her aristocratic life. She was fascinated by astronomy and mechanics, pursuit considered unladylike. Annalise wasn't frightened by the strangely dressed man who appeared from nowhere. She was intrigued. She saw in Elise's eyes a curiosity that matched her own. Their connection was immediate, a spark that defied time itself. Elias, with his knowledge of future marvels, and Annalise, with her deep understanding of her own era, began a conversation that felt like it could span centuries. He was captivated by her intellect and passion, and she was drawn to his gentle nature and the impossible world he described. They would meet by the bronze clock, which had mysteriously appeared in her family's estate as well. It was their gateway, their secret anchor between two worlds. Elias would bring her small wonders from his Time-a digital watch. A simple photograph, she would show him the hidden beauty of her world, from secret gardens to starlit balls. Their love blossomed in these stolen moments between centuries. But their unique romance came with a heavy price. Every time Elias traveled, the bronze clocks seemed to demand something in return. But the sacrifices grew. The clock was feeding on his life, his connections to his own time, to fuel their impossible union. Annalise noticed the toll it was taking. She saw the confusion in his eyes, the moments of forgetfulness that became more more frequent. The joy of their meetings became tainted with a growing sense of dread. She loved him too much to watch him fade away, to see him become a ghost in his own life. The clock, their bridge of love, was also a siphon, draining his existence. They were caught in a paradox. To be together, he had to lose himself. One evening, as they stood before the glowing clock, Elias confessed the true cost of his travels. He told her he was losing pieces of his world, pieces of himself, with every jump. Annalise's heart broke. She knew they had reached a devastating crossroads. Could she ask him to continue sacrificing his reality for their love? Or could she bear to let him go? To close the door between their worlds forever and live with only the memory of their time-crossed romance. The decision weighed on them both. He was willing to forget everything for her, to become a man with no past, anchored only by his love for Annalise. But she saw the profound tragedy in that. A love that required the erasure of a person's entire being wasn't a true union. It was a beautiful, heartbreaking prison. With tears streaming down her face, she made the most difficult choice of her life. She told him he had to go back for good. She couldn't be the reason his world disappeared. Their final goodbye was a silent promise whispered across time. He touched the clock one last time, his gaze locked with hers, a universe of unspoken words passing between them. The world dissolved around him again, and he was back in his shop. The storm had passed. The bronze clock stood silent. Its glow faded. It looked like just an old, inanimate object once more. He ran to his window, looking out at the familiar city lights, and a wave of relief and overwhelming sorrow washed over him. His memories were intact. He remembered everything. Years passed. Elias continued his life as a watchmaker, but something within him had changed. He worked with a newfound reverence for time, for every single ticking second. His shop became a local legend, a place where people brought not just broken watches, but broken hearts, seeking the quiet wisdom of the man who seemed to understand the weight of a single moment. He never tried to travel again. The clock remained in his shop, a silent monument to a love that was too powerful for one lifetime. Sometimes, on quiet nights, he would stand before it, tracing the familiar constellations. He didn't know if Annalise was a dream, a figment of a lonely heart, or a true memory from another life. But it didn't matter. She had taught him that love isn't about possessing someone. It's about cherishing the time you have and making the sacrifices that honor their spirit. And in his own quiet way, Elias lived out that love, finding beauty in every tick, every talk of the present moment. He had traveled through time and found that the most precious moments were the ones happening right now. For, in the end, time doesn't just take away. It also gives us the stories worth remembering.